Drop this.
Yes, looks good to me.
If my shoulders in, I'm happy.
All of our shoulders are in?
Yes. This is my favorite shoulder, that's why.
The right shoulder?
Yeah.
That's the...
I'm ready.
Alright, camera's rolling.
We're rolling?
Oh, shh.
You good, you good.
I'm trying to.
Yeah. Money coming in, I gotta love it. I thank God of myself. Stockroom, I run it. Running from us, running from me. It's been a long day, and the night has just begun. Haven't seen the sun, haven't slept in days. It ain't over till I say that it's done. I need you to be my peace, yeah, what a me. Wind blowing in our faces, slowing down time. Screaming, mama, we made it. I look at all these faces in these familiar places, and none of them feel like home. Like throw me a bone, and my girl always mad cause I'm working like a dog said.
Rolling?
Yep.
I'm rolling.
We rolling, Mark?
Yeah, we're good.
Welcome to another episode of the Goodstock Show. Today we have a very special guest, the one and only Navi Da Prophet, a recording artist, a fashionista, a Yonkers native, and a mental health coach. We're about to dive into it today. Like always, we got my man Fran Jez.
FranJez.com.
He loves his right shoulder is his favorite shoulder. We got Mayor Mark behind the sticks. We got Will.i.am behind the sticks as well on the camera.
Yes, sir.
Let's dive right into it. Navi Da Prophet, what's going on, brother?
Yes, sir. Everything is blessed, and I'm just grateful to be able to serve my community. Yes.
How you doing today?
Today, you know, this is something that we actually practice over there at the facility, and we have a scale. It's a chart, and it's 1 to 10, and 1 being well and 10 being unwell, right? And so we measure that based off of our spiritual or and our emotional, right? And you could base it off the week or the day. So today, I'd like to say I'm feeling like a 2. And that's in every aspect, motivational wise.
What's the highest?
Spiritual wise. So 1. So 1 being well.
Oh, so you're having a good day.
Unwell.
You're having a great day.
Right. So I'm feeling phenomenal.
What usually goes into those factors to make you have a good day or something like that, to get you lower on the scale?
Well, for 1, being able to, I would say for others, for some people, as far as mental health, and you'd like to say what encourages your mental health, as far as in a positive aspect. And one of the things I like to do is to help others. And for instance, today, we was able to do that, with some of the migrants and some people that don't barely speak English. And
is that what this?
No. This was in another school that we were able to go and visit, and we will be doing that and much more future visits. We'll be visiting the library, the Yonkers Public Library. We'll be visiting. We do salsa classes every Thursday. Mondays soon I'll be hosting an all males session, so it'll be 1 hour long, but it'll be called Mindful Men. I've had 1 so far, but for that time, we only promoted it just to see how it would go, just a first time sort of speak, and then it came out great. We had a great response for it, so now we're going to move on to it starting the 13th, and we're going to follow it up on the 20th as well. And then June 15th, I'll be hosting an all-males mental health hike where a bus will come and pick us up and have
I'm in there.
Yeah,
I'm in there.
Absolutely. It's going to be, yes. Yeah, I hope so, because I'm going to have a registry and everything.
How can people join?
Yeah,
and,
I'm going to have
part of it.
I'm going to have a registry and everything set up, and for future, I'm going to, once it's set up, because right now we're in May. Right now we're in mental health. This is the mental health month of May right now. So we're doing a lot of activities. Going to many different schools, visiting many different schools, and spreading awareness as much as we can right now. And at the same time, tackling these small programs and bringing joy to people's lives and helping them heal 1 step at a time. But it's been fun so far, and like I said, the one thing that helps me every day is being able to help another individual. Yeah,
so that's a good segue. Actually, I was gonna ask how what brings you joy? What actually brings you real joy and happiness?
Well, peace. You know, peace is one of those things that not only money can't buy, but peace can be somewhere internal. You know, you don't even have to travel to gain peace. But let's be honest, sometimes peace can be expensive. But for me, like, that's the one thing that brings me the most joy, being able to obtain a certain amount of peace. And I think that we're all chasing that at some point, like to be able to obtain peace, you know, for eternity.
It's literally my main objective is just peace.
Right.
Peace of mind. I said it on Franjez's podcast over and over again. Just peace. That's all I'm looking for. So anything that's not bringing peace, cut that.
100%. It's pretty much is whatever is not bringing value to what you value, right? And what are the things that bring value to your life that you can say, you know what, this right here I can't live without, you know? And it's not many of those things, right? Because we don't always want to use things as possessions either, right? But at the same time, we want to keep certain things close enough to us that we can understand, like, this isn't about the value in money per se. It's more like a value of where it comes from, a love and a peace sort of place. You know?
Yeah, wait, what did you mean when you said peace is sometimes expensive?
Because, like, look around us right now. You know, no matter where we turn, especially with social media, there are many ways and different outlets for us to be distracted with violence and, you know, petty BS that goes on, you know, on social media outlets and things we basically shouldn't, you know, value, let's just say, or dive into, or just pretty much indulge with. And rather than being one with ourselves and knowing who we really are. That's most important, I feel like. And that will help you obtain that peace. Like being able to find who you are eventually, because I think that most people are on that journey, it's like a consistent hamster wheel, like of trying to find yourself. And I think that most people are every day, if you are open to that, every day you are searching, like, and that should be fine with you. You should wake up and be happy that you're able to even do that.
Yes.
Be thankful, you know? So again, like, of course I'm feeling amazing today. I'm feeling that I'm able to get up in the morning, wake up and have the mindset of being able to help another individual that is struggling through a process in their life. You know, and that could be any process, you know, like Franjez and I, you know, when he came to the first Mindful Men meeting, you know, we've met different men and during different circumstances, you know, like really deep circumstances, like, you know, have served prison sentences and stuff and have come out to the meeting for the first time and, you know, were just blown away by the amount of support that was able to be given for free.
It almost sounds, first off, that's beautiful. You're doing amazing stuff for the community. Men need that shit.
Yes.
Like men, I think everyone in this room, like, men need that, you know?
Right.
It almost reminds me a little bit of like not like a AA meeting or something, but like a glorified, like, therapy amongst men, or like a place where you could be vulnerable kind of with other men. Is that what it is?
100%. And that's what that's what we pretty much try to show in every aspect of transparency. Like, we try to show that, you know, you can be yourself and it is a open, free space for you to, you know, be vulnerable, of course, with us, because we understand most likely what you're feeling. To be able to be, I feel like, a mental health coach, you have to go through these sort of trials and tribulations.
So, sorry. No.
No.
I was going to say, you went to one of them?
I went to one of them, yeah.
Yes.
How was it? What was your experience?
They had chicken wings.
From the Chinese, don't forget that.
Come on.
You know, and I don't even eat meat, but I make sure we had chicken. You know, they had Chinese chicken wings, and they had
Chicken wings and conversation.
Wait, shout out to Gino's Pizza. We had Gino's Pizza too, right?
It was a good experience, though. You took a lot away from it.
Good conversation.
We even had a raffle. We gave out Fat Joe's memoir because he's big on mental health as well. So we made sure that we put that as well in there, and we highlighted that as well. And it was pretty dope, like, to hear everyone's story, and to also see everyone's journey and their process through life experiences. Being able to talk about their life experiences. Some of them talked about, because, the all males meeting, it's pretty much all ages, like 18 and up pretty much. But we've had some men in there, in their 50s, 60s, and, they're talking about times before we were even born, things we couldn't even understand, so, even to hear them talk about that and at the same time try their best still to this day, try their best to cope with some of the things that they couldn't control back then is something.
Do you find a lot of people with like, problems, like addictions maybe or something, or like what kind of problems did people have when they went in there?
Man, I myself have helped, some friends with addiction issues, and but besides that, meeting people with PTSD from the war. My father is a veteran. My father has PTSD as well, and those kind of things, you see for yourself. It's not something like, you hear about it. Well, not for everyone, I guess, for myself. And I think from my father, he has it pretty much controlled to an extent. But from what I know, like, and from what he's experienced as far as other soldiers, like, I'm sure he's seen a lot. We've spoke on certain things privately that, were a lot worse situations where, people just couldn't control it, especially being out in a war where you have no reason why you're fighting in the first place. You're just there to really collect the check.
Damn, what, do you get drafted?
No, like, how, not my father, I'm talking about some other individuals.
Yeah.
Like, like when we had the war in Afghanistan and everything like that, most young individuals wanted to get into the army to get these bonus checks. Like, to be honest, no one ever thought that they would get into the war that we got into. And when it happened, you can see that on the field. Like, and many soldiers have talked about how many guys have frozen up out there, like cried for their mothers. They didn't know what they were doing out there. They just signed up to, maybe go to school,
Thinking that they would be taken care of or something with it. Yeah.
Well, they are.
And then they are taken care of, but they're fucking indebted to, like,
well,
they're working for the U.S. government, like their property.
Technically.
It's crazy, but they, their service is
technically.
It's wild, yeah, and they see some traumatic shit. I have a lot of close friends. My father was in the army as well. He doesn't even like to talk about it.
Yeah, my dad doesn't talk about it.
Dude, anytime you bring it up, he gets like weird, my dad. Like, he doesn't like to talk about it at all.
And I respect it 100% because, a lot of these guys, especially the type of vices that they use to cope with war, it's just unimaginable. And I've seen myself, post-traumatic, just crazy, sort of unchained behavior from just thinking about flashbacks of war. Like, I've seen guys, like, just out of nowhere, start screaming and rolling on the floor, like,
wow,
things like that. Like, I had one of my close friends, his brother as well served, and we witnessed it with our own two eyes. So
damn.
Understanding, like, why it's important, also for men to spread that awareness back again as far as mental health. Like, most men will hide that because they might be embarrassed that they have these sort of behavior issues that they feel they can't control, but it's nothing to be embarrassed about, especially when they aren't alone. And that's the main goal that we try to spread, especially at Que Paso Latinx, that you aren't alone.
Well, that's also cool that you do like salsa. We need an outlet. You need
Yes.
you need something like that's why the music. You need an outlet or something to unleash that. Whether it's editing films, podcasting, going to the gym, martial arts. I don't know.
Right.
You need to let that shit out and not
100%.
self-destruct.
And so the salsa teacher is also a social worker as well. And so he's great. He talks about mental health and through the salsa as well. And most of the people there, coming from the neighborhood, straight from the neighborhood, some of them don't speak any English. So He translates. He translates.
You get
everything.
down. You good at bachata, salsa,
Man,
merengue,
I'm in the front
tango.
of the line, man. I'm in the
shit.
front line. I don't play around. I'm in the front of the line.
We got a couple other Dominicans in the building. You
Well,
guys salsa
right.
or anything?
Listen, look, see,
Nah, I'm not good at it.
I'm in the front line.
I could do bachata well.
Okay, all right.
Well, I hope you can two-step, Mark.
Yeah, that's the easiest dance
Right,
anyone
It
can do.
is, yeah, it's very
If you can't dance bachata,
You're
you
not
can't.
trying. You're not even trying.
You can't even. You have no musical ability.
So
No, it's not
Nah,
that
but-
easy though. I used to date a professional salsa dancer.
Salsa's hard. Salsa's hard.
And
And I used to go out to
Yeah.
salsa nights in the city,
wow, that's
and
intimidating.
like a little bitch, I would just stand
See, I was
there
gonna
and
say-
watch her dance with like other men
I
and
was gonna
shit.
say, that's
And I would just be like, yeah, good, yeah.
that's
My
intimidating.
my
right
dad's
there.
a salsa pro. Actually.
Oh, look, see?
Yeah.
It is magnificent though to sit back and watch,
To watch it.
like and just watch
beautiful.
people.
Oh, I'm
dance.
not a
beautiful.
professional.
It's amazing.
But I'm
very
good at it.
beautiful.
And that's because, and you know, and I've spoken to people about this too, is because if you grew up in a normal Puerto Rican household where, you know, you throw house parties, New Year's parties, most music that was playing was freestyle, salsa music, bachata, hip hop music. Excuse me. And all of my aunts used to sort of force me to dance all the time. So that's how I pretty much learned over time. It wasn't like someone sat me down and talked. It was like my aunts always forced me, and then my mother, you know, always dance with my mother, you know, and it was always a great time eventually. I'm actually glad though, because now I'm always the only guy at parties that know how to dance salsa, and all the women want to dance salsa. So I'm fine. I'm fine with that. You know?
I love the whole culture of it going out. It's like the men just like wait around and they have to like scope out a woman to like go dance, pick and like ask to dance with.
Yo, let me tell you something.
It's
I
wild.
feel like if I was a salsa professional, I would be like going out dressing like the Jets from West Side Story and like trying to pick up a girl and dance salsa. Like, you know what I
It
mean?
used to be in the, like,
Yeah, yo, that's-
80s
You know what I'm
and shit.
saying?
Nah, but they kind of maintain that culture a little bit. It is that
100%.
like,
100%. But
and
that's
nothing's like that no more. It's
Yo,
sick.
No, believe it or not, there are many salsa clubs like here and there, like low key, you know, Spanish Harlem. You go downtown. There's some salsa clubs you go down there, man. They get down, like, but it's
Oh, yeah.
and you see many people just watching at
I used
the
to
bar.
go to Iguana.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I used to go there, too.
That's like
Yeah,
3
they got
levels.
salsa night too.
They got
yeah.
salsa nights there.
Yep.
Taj on Mondays used to have it down in like 20th Street.
Right here in North Shore, they got it too.
Really?
In the
I was just
hotel?
gonna ask if there's any in Westchester.
That hotel, the Noma, the Noma
Oh, I know,
Social.
yeah, I've seen that.
And there they have it. I think it's Thursdays or Fridays. I can't remember.
Yeah, we need that. We need more of that. Westchester's like waking up.
100%.
914 is becoming alive.
Yeah. Why do
It is.
you think it's becoming alive?
I think there's people like you and me and Franjez and Mark and people are just like, yo, let's put 914 on the map. Let's bring the arts back.
I mean,
let's bring people together and collaborate.
That's it.
You know?
That's a great. I mean, look at Lionsgate popping up
Yeah,
for a reason, maybe, right?
that's right. That in Yonkers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was bound to happen because the city gets so congested. The next best thing is Westchester.
Yeah.
It was bound to happen.
People are flooding out.
Flooding.
Yeah,
coming
100%.
down. Yeah.
But I think it's just, I think the whole COVID lockdown had a big part with like,
Ruining
people
everything.
ruining everything, making people, it made some people go a little crazy, but it also made people like find this need to unleash stuff that they had inside of them, like creativity,
Facts.
arts, like people,
I like that.
you know?
You're right.
Yeah.
We were on that shit. Yo,
Yeah, I
we
like
were on that
that.
shit heavy. And you know what's so funny? Like to touch back on mental health, like kind of like, you know, I got ill. And that's really also what
Was that your
pushed me-
inspiration behind getting into this?
Absolutely. Well, one of them. And, you know, I realized how important mental health was when I felt like I was losing it a little bit myself. Like I felt like for a second I wasn't myself for a little while actually, because I grew ill. And, you know, I had to pretty much, I was ill really for like an entire year.
Like physically ill?
Yeah, like when I had diverticulitis, but when I had it like really bad to the point where, you know, I had an infection in my intestines. So I couldn't eat any solid foods for like 3 months or whatever. So like I was eating like straight like mostly broth and stuff like that. And so like I went from like really like lifting weights and like always being in shape and stuff like that to like really skinny, like super fast. And pretty much when you think about that, you know, when you talk about mental health, it's definitely a part of your physical, right? It's apart from your mental, it's part of your physical. So clearly it was affecting me. And I had to put that into perspective myself because, again, since it isn't talked about on a normal basis, I had to realize that myself. Like, I was like, wow, like, I'm down because of this, and I'm not feeling like myself because of this. I need to dive into what I know best that's going to take me out of that. And, of course, I chose the creative side, and I hit my brother up, like, and, you know, because he knows what time it is too. Like if I say like, yo, I got something, it's like,
Yo, actually, that brings up my next question.
For real, like,
How'd you guys meet? How do you guys know each other?
Gordon High School Wolves.
What's that? What team is that? What's the
Gordon High School Wolves. I mean, I was definitely a real wolf in that high school. I was a real wolf.
What does that mean?
But I was also on a football team. That was our team, like, you know, the Wolves or whatever. But yeah, the mascot or whatever. But
so you guys met in high school?
Yeah, we met in high school, but I don't think like.
But do you remember the first time you ever met?
No, like so here's the thing. So that's what I wanted to talk about. We didn't really hang out in high school, but we met in high school because you know how mutual friends.
We didn't have class together.
Yeah, we didn't really have class together, but you know how mutual friends and how that kind of stuff happens. But then, you know, later on in life, like I want to say, how did we touch base again through?
I think it was Instagram.
I think it was Instagram. We touched base again.
I think it was about music, I guess.
Yes. And
how long ago?
I don't even know.
Oh man, like it was a couple of years, but then the first video we did was the
Tired of the
No. The first video you did of me.
Oh, okay.
It was a single video. Echo.
You know what year?
Echo. I think it was 2018.
I never heard that one.
17. It's called Echo. I did a song, and it was based. And it's funny because even Echo, the song was based off of just me feeling a certain way of how society is accepting certain things. And in the song, I kind of mentioned that. You know, it's pretty much like a freestyle kind of thing because it isn't my beat. It's like a Nas beat and a Swiss beats that I chose or whatever. But it was like some sort of challenge that I put out there. I was like, you know, why don't we, you know, enough with the bull crap, you know, as far as the repetitive music at the time. And why don't we write something that's meaningful, something that means something, even if it is hard or street like, let it be something meaningful, something that means something to the community or something that somebody can actually relate to, you know, and that's how it started off. And I pretty much, like, it shot from there, like, and then we started just vibing on another level as far as the music. Like, he started just sharing all these things that he had on the low. Like, he just had all this stuff in the archive, like recording.
Like what? Like music?
No, music. He has recorded music that it's like no one's ever heard before. And like it's like even with a totally different name, he didn't even have the same name. And I'm like, yo, bro, like,
really,
what's going on? Like, so, like, I'm like, oh, I didn't even know you do music like this. Before he was telling me, oh, I do poetry. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess it's like the same. But then
he's a storyteller,
you know. And then he starts showing me this music. We're together, and I'm like, bro, like, and I never forget. Remember, we were in the at the time, Franjez was living like
Villa.
Yes, it was like that attic apartment kind of shit.
Villa.
Yo, my man was living in this apartment, and I never forget. We're in there, and we're just vibing out of nowhere. I never forget. We was recording Indian Summer off of the Dre
Fire song,
off of
Beats by Dre headphones.
The Beats by Dre, not wait, hold on, not the Beats by Dre headset that goes around. The Beats by Dre headset that wraps around your ears, and it has the piece here, remember?
No. It's the white one. It's
like
the headset ones with the thing.
With the
I still got them too. They got tape on them and everything.
That's crazy.
Like an Xbox headset.
Yes,
like
but
one of those.
No, it was Beats by Dre.
Like, but it
was the one that you could pull the wire
out. The speaker,
out.
To speak here, you had to
you
speak.
had the wire
like,
with the mic on it.
With the mic on it, and we recorded
That's
that.
ridiculous.
And we
heard that, Mark?
Yeah.
I mean,
that's crazy.
if you hear Indian Summer, like if you hear
it
Indian
doesn't
Summer,
sound like that.
Bro, like Indian Summer.
What'd you record it into? What like program?
I used GarageBand at the time.
And you mixed it and everything?
Everything.
You knew it, you like
auto-tune and everything.
It was so crazy, man, how that happened.
Auto-tune and everything.
Because like some of the vision was in my head and he had some of his own vision and we just put it together. But Indian Summer was just like was just literally we were just having a conversation and I think I remember like I was like describing like what is an Indian summer. Like,
I never heard of that before.
Yeah, he was like, "What's an Indian summer?" And I was like, "Yo, my mother was telling me like an Indian summer is between this month and this month." And I was like, matter of fact, I remember messing around with this woman, and we started just discussing like messing around. I was messing around with this woman in between this time, and she was an older woman, and he was like, "Yo, like that's a song. Like we should da da da. Like we should start."
How much older was she?
Oh, she was in her 40s at the time, and I was like in my early 20s.
Oh shit!
And then,
you
like,
got me beat. Damn.
Oh,
I was 22 with a 35-year-old.
Oh,
But
that's not bad.
You got me beat. You
That's
with a
not
40.
yeah, I mean, well, at the time, like, man, like at the time, I was like top trainer, man. I was in hella shape, and like a lot of females, no matter what age at the time, was just like, you know what, I want to be trained by this guy. you know that kind of.
Tell me about Navi Da Prophet. What's that name?
Okay, so Navi is my name. Navi
Okay.
is my name. It's my
Full
name.
name,
It's my
Navi.
name backwards. Navi in Hebrew.
Ivan.
My man.
It's Spanish. It doesn't matter. Navi in Hebrew means to be a prophet. And so
That's right.
And so pretty much that's what I came up with one day, talking to she's like a mother to me. You know, she teaches Hebrew. She, of course, knows Hebrew back of her mind. And one day, like, I'm just discussing my creativity with her. And she's always been a client, actually, of mine for a very long time as far as personal training I used to do back in the day. And I see her every Wednesday religiously. She's a professor for 30 years. And one day I was discussing it, and she's like, "Oh, like what's your artist name?" And I tell her, she was like, "Oh, Navi in Hebrew means to be a prophet." And that's pretty much when I put it together. And I was like, nah, this has to be together. It can't just be Navi. It has to be Navi Da Prophet. You know what I mean? And so it stuck, but it stuck in a good way because you got so many people that call me like, yo, Prophet. And you got some people like, yo, Navi. Like, everybody has their way.
Yo, how did everyone know you? First off, when you came in here for the open mic and spit bars out like out of nowhere, I was not expecting that. I didn't know you did that. I didn't know you hopped on there and tore that shit up.
Don't let the kumbaya shit fool you. I'm war ready when it comes to that. Like, everybody knows that about me. I'm war ready.
What, like battle rapper ready? Like
I used to be. But when it comes to just like normally, like when it comes to like being just ready, like time to perform, like normally I'm just ready. Like, and I just do it.
Dude, you guys both know, everybody knows you. Like,
It was a reunion that night.
yeah, at the open mic.
That night
you guys
was-
were just like, oh shit, Fran Jez is here. Navi.
That was pretty weird though. That night nobody knew I was gonna be here. I just, sort of came as an invitation. No one knew I was gonna be here. I don't think no one knew. Most people didn't know you were gonna be here either. Like,
Probably not.
No.
No, probably not. No.
we just kind of just popped up because of you, of course. And no, but let me tell you something. That was an awesome night. I can't wait for another night like that again.
Hell yeah.
I was talking about it over and over again to other people, like, yo,
That's awesome.
because of course, like, I'm in touch with a lot of other people who host like open mics and things like that, and they host things like that, but just differently.
See,
Different
nights like,
type of-
events like that, you guys went to like an art show, right? Before that or something, right?
Yeah.
Like nights like that, there's players in the 914 trying to do big things and bring the people together. So that's, when you asked me before, like, what do you think is waking the 914 up? This, all this stuff.
My man, 100%.
Yeah.
Facts.
How do you like this tea?
I love it.
I goes with that. I'm
Oh, you're done. Of
feel
course
it?
you're done.
Shit, I can't feel my tongue.
Of
Yo,
course.
so we got, this episode is brought to you by KAVA.
Actually, this is my first time, so
And I got KAVA in here too, a little psychedelic water. Phenomenal KAVA blend elixir. But yeah, the KAVA, it gets you a little
It's weird.
a little
It's like
wavy
the
and dialed
opposite
in.
It's like the opposite of nicotine.
oh my goodness, I don't know what that feels like.
I don't know what
either.
nicotine feels
I've
like. What's
never
that like?
smoked a
Like, talking to the
cigarette.
mic.
Really?
Like tobacco.
Nicotine is kind of like a
Like,
Nah, I don't smoke.
mood
Oh,
stabilizer.
gotcha.
I never had a cigarette.
It's
in
like
the-
Stabilizer.
a cigarette's
It's
like
like a buzz?
it's like a coffee. Yeah, it's like a head high.
Mark,
This is like a body
explain-
high.
Yeah.
would you agree that nicotine's a mood stabilizer? It's the only drug or substance that, like, if you're feeling tired, it'll wake you up. If you're feeling awake, it'll calm you down.
Yeah.
Anxious, it does
You're hungry,
whatever
it
like
blunts
you
your
need. It's
appetite,
stabilized.
Wow.
It's the best and the worst thing for you.
What?
It depends on the person, though. I think
I was gonna
some
say,
people have
man.
that brain. Like me personally, like I love coffee. I love chocolate. Like those are
My man.
similar to nicotine. Like it's the same.
That addiction,
family.
boy.
Yeah.
Addiction.
Yeah, it's
Addiction's bad, bro.
Yeah, it's addiction.
Chocolate addiction is real. Let's stop playing. Like chocolate,
Sugar,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I don't
It's the
eat
sugar.
chocolate
It's the
like
sugar.
that
It's the
anymore.
sugar.
But
It's worse than crack. Like it really is.
Yo, I was
Oh, yeah,
listening
sugar's
to
the worst.
Action Bronson on Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart's podcast,
Yeah.
Roommate Show, great podcast,
Yeah.
phenomenal. But no, Action Bronson was like, I was like addicted to Coke for a while, not cocaine, like Coca-Cola. Like, and he was so serious about it, like it fucked him
That
up.
makes sense.
He was like hooked on Coca-Cola.
Did you know
That
that,
shit
there's
is
did you know that there's an entire town in Mexico
Hell yeah.
that are hooked on Coca-Cola? There's an entire town that all their teeth are rotten and
and
everything.
they got the good shit too.
And they got the sugar cane, because you know they got the cane sugar.
Yeah,
It's a
the
totally
real-
The
different-
real one. Yeah.
And it's like a religion to them.
It's like a
almost.
Coke town.
They have seriously no, for real.
Coke
It's a
Yeah.
whole town in Mexico.
That like Coca-Cola
that's
is their substance.
You
That's
see
their
children
thing.
that wake up, they're just guzzling Coca-Cola. Yeah, like
Dude, I don't think I've drank a soda or a Coca-Cola in like
it's been a very
10
long
years.
time for me. Wow, it's been a very
Yeah.
long time for me. I think maybe same.
Like honestly, something like I don't drink soda ever. I was never raised doing that. Yeah, so tell me about your diet. You don't eat meat?
I just don't eat meat because of that time that I gotten sick. That time that I gotten ill, I just decided to, like if you're consistently living a certain type of lifestyle, and if you want to change the dynamic of your life as well, and if you want to continue to try to uplift, if anything, yourself, because all we have is ourselves at the end of the day, I just said to myself, you know what? I'm going to try to eat clean, all the way clean. And clean, it wasn't just about not eating meat. It wasn't about just not eating meat. It was about just not eating dairy. It was about just not eating anything that was just putting any sort of real harm to my body, or whether it was now or in the long run. And that was the most important part. And then when I did that, that was the best thing I've ever did in my
How long
life.
has it been?
Since 2019. But that's the best thing I've ever did in my life, because, I get more compliments of people saying I look younger than I did 4 years ago. You know what I mean? Like now, but I do feel younger at the same time. So it's really about what you feel, especially
get
when it
tired?
comes. Oh man, you don't want to know. I get more energy. If anything,
Do you drink coffee or
I
anything?
drink tea. That's it. No coffee at all. Ever.
Caffeine in your tea?
I just drink. Sometimes I drink. It depends on the tea, but I don't really drink any type of crazy caffeinated tea. It's not really.
Damn,
important
he's
to me.
kind of what
Yeah.
what I strive for a little bit.
But
in
you
that.
think like meat is harmful and stuff?
Well, absolutely, and especially depending on. So everyone's body is different.
Of
and
course,
they take
yeah.
in things differently,
Yeah.
right? But meat does actually do clot some of your blood.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it does leave that clotty, in your blood. And
Makes you a little foggy too.
yeah, because that's what it's doing. It's clotting your blood. It's not necessarily something that's supposed to happen. When you think about also, I mean, no, we're not. We aren't animals, right? But when you think about primates as well, and you look at one, and as far as the similarities between us and a primate, like if you ever looked up a hairless gorilla before or a hairless monkey
Yeah,
before,
it's weird.
but do you see them indulging in cow meat all day? Absolutely not. And do you see them? They don't even pump iron all day, but they just pretty much swing on trees. So when you see their bodies though, and you see how ripped they are, you can get an understanding of what their diet is really like. It's not so much of like, they're not bench pressing all day, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
So you think all this stuff has really affected your mental health? Like, do you
100%. Because
do you
gain
feel sad ever?
Well, it depends. Of course, it depends on.
Well, you got a string on your head, brother.
Okay.
Like sorry.
Of course, it depends. It depends on a certain situation. But
random
what I will
podcast,
say is, it depends on a certain situation, though. But what I will say is, taking in a more healthier lifestyle has helped me gain way more clarity in my life today, versus what it has been prior to 2019. And then when I say health, when I say health, I mean like in many ways. It's not just not eating meat. I started ingesting things. Now, of course, one of the things that no one ever really thinks about nor talks about is, you know, we can go to the gym, lift weights to gain muscle and things like that. But when you talk about things like testosterone or, you know, things that us men need, if anything, we need more of, if anything, like how do we get that back?
Shilajit.
Huh?
You ever heard of Shilajit?
Of course, I have that.
Yeah.
I have that.
I had Franjez try it on first episode of this.
Okay. I have that.
Love it.
I have it. And so it's things like, okay, perfect example. Like things like that, black seed oil, you know,
sea moss.
you know, yes, sea moss,
Chlorophyll, Milan. Now you're talking about language.
Spirulina, you know what I mean? Like, you know, lion's mane mushroom capsule,
Lion's mane's
things like
phenomenal.
that. You know,
Yo, fun fact about lion's mane. It has the ability to, if you take it consistently, it'll open up. Like you could remember, it could tap into memories that you've had from your like childhood and stuff that you haven't remembered in a while.
That's
it like
crazy.
it regenerates brain cells so quick, and lion's mane is like a wonder.
100%.
It's a wonder.
So in 2000, like in the early 2000s, I suffered like a really bad concussion, right? And I was told to take that. Like, and of course, I'm not a big pill taker at all, like, or capsule taker at all. I wasn't, let's just say, prior to getting into a more healthier lifestyle. And then, you know, once my brother started telling me like, yo, like you should try like, you know, these, you know, you should try this. And of course, shout out to Juices for Life. Not Juices for Life, Pharmacy for Life, excuse me. You know, of course, that's where I go to get most of my supplements.
Where's that?
It's right there in Scarsdale over there.
On Central Ave?
No. I'm sorry.
I know a place called Green Store.
It's off of Central.
It's in the town of Tuckahoe, I believe. The town of Tuckahoe. I'm sorry. Yeah, but Pharmacy for Life. I'm sorry if I'm getting it wrong, but yes, it's Pharmacy for Life. That's where I get the black seed oil. Like, and you know, like I'm not sure if you know the story on black seed oil. And they say like black seed oil was found in many of the mummies' tombs because it was said to be liquid gold, you know, in Egyptian times. And when they say that, you know, one of the things that black seed oil has helped me do, and most people never really necessarily think about it, especially smokers, is it kills the mucus. And that's what we all need, believe it or not.
You know what else is really good for that? You ever heard of mullein?
Is it a flower?
It's a flower extract, yeah.
Yes.
But mullein, I mix it in with chlorophyll. Mullein, chlorophyll, shilajit, and magic mind, which has lion's mane. And I drink that all. Yeah. I just had it before I got here. Fires you up. Gets you a little.
But let me tell you something. That taste, whatever you're talking about, has to be. It has to be tough.
No, you put a lot, dude. Like a lemon and a half.
Oh, okay. Yeah, look,
A whole lemon and a half.
Lemon and a half. Yo.
No, like that's the only way. That's the only way.
Oh, my
Otherwise,
goodness.
it is.
That's nasty.
It's terrible.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that's a lot. That's what I know.
Tastes
how
like
much,
earth. It tastes like health.
It literally.
Yeah.
It
Tastes like a fucking mummy's tomb.
It tastes.
I feel like
Yo, I've never heard you curse. You don't curse a lot. I have ADD, so my mind's all over the place.
I think. You know what? I think.
Right? Have you heard him curse?
Nah.
Of course, you ever heard him rap?
Yo, man.
Since I've been talking to you, and we've hung out maybe 3 times, I don't think I've heard you curse. That's just an observation.
Yo, honestly, I think it was something that I said in myself that I wanted to work on too for many years. I was like unless I'm performing, being that other guy, you know, that alter ego, right? Navi Da Prophet, I'm just, you know, gonna continue to control myself in every aspect. You know, if I don't need to, you know, it might be a sign of weakness for myself. That's just my opinion. You know,
Cursing.
If I don't,
It is. It's a filler word.
yeah, for me, like,
fucking bullshit, dude.
some people feel good though. Like that's
You
why I
were
said
dying
for me.
to curse.
I don't want to like, you know, some people feel great, like when they, you know, get to say fuck or whatever. They feel great, but like, you know, again, like if you're training yourself to be something else,
It's weak.
eventually
It's weakness.
It's definitely.
Nah,
like-
I fuck with cursing.
yeah, I know you do. We just heard it.
Nah, dude, it's a weakness though. It is like it's such a pussy
I don't know,
word to say. It's just like a filler word. Like
It depends. I think it depends
unnecessary.
on the person and
depends.
like what
It
your
depends.
brand, what your personal brand is. Like, you know.
No, but listen, this is what I'm
Yeah.
telling you. Like he knows. Like, you know, when it comes to rap, like I'm gonna say what I feel.
Yeah,
and
yeah, you
how
have
I
to,
feel,
yeah.
and that's very important to
That's
me.
art, yeah.
Especially when it comes to art, right?
Yeah.
So that's why, like, you know, we're just having a conversation here. You know,
Yeah.
there's I don't see any weak men in here at all. So for me, I don't
You
feel
could smell it. You could smell a weak man.
No, I can feel it before I walk
Energy.
in.
He can
Yeah.
taste it.
I can taste it.
Like,
Hey, yo.
No more.
No, did
Hey,
No Diddy,
yo,
but I
pause.
can. No, listen. That's another thing. I feel like just your awareness, right? When you start to ingest things like mushrooms and just your
Yeah.
awareness and everything of energy, of good and bad.
I think it's a
energy.
blessing and a curse, though.
Of course, it is
What's a blessing and a curse?
to be
Being
able to-
hyper aware
of that.
I think we've talked about it a little bit. Like
Hyper aware of what?
since dabbling. Wait, what?
Being hyper aware of what?
Yeah.
Just everything. Like I'm hyper aware too much of everything.
Oh, yeah,
Like
yeah,
I
yeah,
know
yeah.
if I'm doing stuff that's bad for me or I'm doing something that's like a weak moment, I'm not ignorant. I know like, yo, this is not good.
You're
Like,
choosing the wrong
even
thing.
if like for me it's like, yo, God is watching, or like my higher self is watching you do this. Like, come on, Josh, what are you doing? But I do it anyway. Sometimes. But I've been working on it. Or even I'm susceptible to like other energies that walk. I could feel a bad vibe off the second I feel someone's energy and they walk in a room. Or like I could feel when I'm making someone uncomfortable. Or like I could feel when a girl's not interested. Or like, you know, I could feel when and it's a blessing and a curse because
They say
I
the
don't know.
smarter you get, the more miserable you are.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because
It's
you
like,
know everything. You know how to read everybody. Now it's not fun anymore.
yeah.
That's why it's important to stay yourself,
Yeah.
though, regardless of what you know. I mean, knowledge is
Yeah.
always going to be power, but being yourself is even more powerful.
I'd rather be
than
smart and
any-
miserable than dumb. You know, because
Yeah,
they say
really, sometimes
ignorance is bliss.
Sometimes I wish I
That's
was.
that's a very
It's
good
real
argument.
But
Yeah.
I'd rather be smart and miserable 100%. I
100%,
love learning. Like I really,
Yes.
when I learn something
Yes.
new, I'm the happiest motherfucker
Yes.
out here.
Yeah, but I think ignorance. Imagine how nice of a life it would be to be completely simple and like wake up and be like,
I don't know. I think there's a difference
have-
between being
know?
smart and being like.
I was gonna say,
I don't know if
right.
it's fun,
That
but-
enjoyable?
Sense.
Do you
I don't
really?
know.
Do you? It's only all right. So it's peaceful until what else would you ask for as far as peace? Because right, we all get bored at some point. We all get bored. It's just human nature. We all get bored
Yeah.
at some point. Even if it is like we could be waking up to a beach every day. At some point, we're gonna wander off the
Yeah.
beach, bro. Like
Yeah.
seriously, like so.
Yeah.
Well,
know,
why are monks so enlightened and they've found peace?
But are they?
and
Like-
enlightenment?
No,
but
they
don't-
are.
But no, I'm just saying,
It's
but-
because it's on the inside.
Right, it's on the
Peace is
inside.
not
Okay.
out here.
I think
You'll never find
I
peace
think they've
outside.
transcended intellect and they've reached true knowledge. Like there's a difference between there's a difference between learning, like actually like, you know, the
Textbooks.
reading
yeah,
stuff
definitely
and
not that type.
And there's something about actually taking in the
Yeah.
knowledge and
philosophical.
then yeah,
you know, it's
living it.
Yes, living it, constantly living in it, versus living like what's going on the outside.
Yeah,
Like,
external world.
externally.
But
Yes.
but monks have achieved the ultimate nothingness.
That's why they're most happiest and most peace
Yeah.
at peace on earth.
Yeah.
Because they're living in the exact moment.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
if we meditated and we're in the moment, we're gonna get back to our bullshit. They don't
Yeah.
get back to no bullshit.
they're
just
they're
in the
constantly
moment. So they're the
meditating.
happiest person in the world. They're like
Yeah.
they're happy all day because they're appreciative of right now.
Even if you
Right
see
now.
I
like
have
the
a
way they
fantasy
eat
of
is
that,
different,
like being
you
off
know?
the grid and being a monk. That's why
Wow.
I got a EP coming out soon. It's called Monk Money,
My man.
Part 1. But I've had that in the works for a while. You know about Monk
yeah,
Money.
Yeah. I've thought about being a monk way
So
like
did I.
a long
Wow.
time ago too.
Really?
Yeah, but I decided that I like the bullshit too much. So. Like
Love
Ray J said,
distraction.
I love art and culture more than I love peace.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What's
I love
Arctic culture? What do you mean?
No, he's
So,
Just like
so
life
become a
and
monk, you
stuff.
got to give away all the pleasures
Everything,
of the world,
everything,
and
yeah.
art is the. I think
Oh, you
art is
gotta
the
give
most
away the art,
addictive
you
pleasure.
you like the chaotic lifestyle.
Yeah, yeah.
That's fine.
I like both. It's hard.
That's why
to,
it was interesting. Yeah,
I
the
yearn
piece.
for peace. I yearn for peace.
So
That's
how do you
all I
balance
want.
both?
Yeah,
That's the
you
number
have
one
to actively
question.
do it.
Can
That's
you
the hardest shit.
maybe elaborate? Maybe I feel like you got a close answer.
Listen, I mean, I think everybody has their own way to do it. I may have my own opinion, but like, when it comes to like you saying music and as far as finding peace at the same time, or just the chaotic lifestyle. Okay, well,
It's like running a business, doing this, dealing with this situation. You know,
it's going back to, I think, that awareness about yourself and knowing yourself, and being aware of, like you said, being able to identify good and bad energy, when and where and who, right? So if you're good, like when we spoke about before, like for myself personally, when I'm ready to perform, I'm ready to perform. And then there's times like, if I don't feel, even if I'm performing or after I perform, if I feel like the atmosphere, the energy isn't good, I'm out of there. This doesn't mean I have to stay and network or anything like that. And technically, that's just me being about my business and getting out of there, But for some reason, they just like to indulge a little bit more and party and get more into the lifestyle. And that music can be a whole nother different lifestyle, like if you're diving into it, when it comes to like drugs, alcohol, indulgence, So like I said, as you can see, there's many artists that kind of like they're in and they're out of the situation. They're not, so much partying. So I kind of keep it, I guess the more older I get, I kind of keep it more business like than anything, because that's what it is. It is a business. If you treat it like a business, it will come back to you like a business, like as far as the money or as far as the opportunities and the networking becomes easier.
It's very good.
So if you're out there, and because I notice this a lot from other artists too, like if you're out there, let's just say if you're drinking and partying because you're an artist, other maybe A&R execs might see him like, you know what, that guy's not reliable. I can tell from here right now. Mm-hmm. I can't expect him to pull up at this show on time, even though he's a great performer. Like his music is great, but can I expect him to be on time? Like we don't need,
always keep it professional. That's
right. But that's the thing. Like as you said, you prefer that lifestyle. You're not the only one, right? Some artists prefer that lifestyle, but there is no balance. They're not even trying. This is like, what?
I think you have to go through that. And then, like you said, getting older, like, as you become more of a man, you get more in tune with yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you find out what you want to do.
You go through your little fuckboy phase or whatever.
Nothing teaches you more than failure, though, right?
Absolutely.
And once you at least fail, like, once or twice, and I don't mean like, there's no, I'm not saying like with music or whatever, but I mean like fail, like at least even feeling like a failure, then, and you being the same one to have the same resilience to kind of get yourself out of there. That's the power that we all, I think.
Something special about picking yourself back up.
Yes.
Looking yourself in the mirror and being like, come on.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yeah, the most successful people are the people that fail more.
Multiple times.
Because they've done it.
100%.
It's because they're putting their neck on the line.
Yeah.
And that's what it takes to succeed. You got to be able to be vulnerable.
100%.
And you got to be able to fail and get the fuck up. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Yeah. Fail your way to success. Heartbreak.
Failure's part of it. Failure's part of it.
Like
you can't succeed without failure.
Yes.
Because as soon as you fail once, you're going to quit.
Yep.
You got to keep going.
Yeah.
Got to keep going.
Some people fail 100 times, and then that 101st time is, wow, this is finally my first win, and that's that win.
Then you're an overnight success to the
Yeah. But you failed 100 times. People fail once and quit.
People are scared to be bad at something. Like, you got to accept that you might be bad at your first podcast might not be great. Your first song might not be great. You're not going to be a stud right off the bat. Like,
100%.
You're allowed to be bad at something. Just keep trying it.
People compare themselves to the greatest. That's why.
All the
time. The internet is a brutal place.
You're never going to be Michael Jackson. Just do what you do and run with it. Don't strive for Mike Jack.
There's some serious.
Don't strive for Mike Jack. Yo, we need that on a t-shirt.
Don't strive for Mike Jack.
Be yourself. Don't strive for Mike Jack.
That's right.
Talk about it.
Yeah, if you're confident in what you bring to the table,
that's perfect.
Yo, the internet's a scary place too, man.
Yes,
There's some real weird haters out there.
Right?
Yeah.
Talk about their hate, yo.
Bro, I got
Because you've been talking about it for like a week on social media. Let that
Yo,
shit out,
this is
bro.
hilarious.
Yo, I just
Let
got
it go.
Some type of hate.
I got some haters on a song that says "I feel so free," and I
Talk
feel
about
like,
it. What do these people say?
For what they're like
is it
trash.
YouTube?
Delete this.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Yo, wait, hold up, Josh.
And like, I commented back. I said, oh shit, you're right. I'll delete this right now.
Yo, Josh, before you go off, I want to say something though. Because it's just a positive track. If Josh was making a hard ass song on a trap beat about smoking weed and sipping weed and shit, I don't think he would have no hate.
Yeah, you're right.
It's the positive stuff that
Positive
brings
shit.
out the
That's
haters.
crazy.
It's
Which
so
is
weird,
kind of
dude.
funny.
It was a song about like me finding myself, and like it's
feeling
all
free,
good vibes. I feel
positivity.
so free. I found God. I say in the song, like it's all love and positivity.
Trash!
And people are like trash. Not everyone can make music. Someone said sending hate from Michigan.
What?
Fuck what? Like, dude, come on. But I respond back with it, and I'm like, yo,
Love.
I'm like, I pray for you, brother. You got this. You can make music if you want to.
You should have told him Michigan hates Michigan.
Yeah, what the crazy. But it baffles my mind that there's humans that exist that like would go out of their way to try and attempt to ruin someone's day and bring them down.
But that's their job.
Yo, that's two things.
What a loser you have to
Yeah.
be. Don't be a hating, dickhead, loser, schmuck, asshole.
That's two things. That's them hating because you're doing something that they're afraid to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're also comparing you to Mike Jack. Come on, bro.
Yo, stop.
I'm not Mike Jack.
Those straps
You're
to
not
be
Mike Jack. I'm not Mike Jack. Get the hate out
There'll
of here.
never be another Mike Jack. There'll never be another
and
Prince.
I want to add to that. So, and this is something important because I speak on this to many music heads, like in DMs and conversations in person, because it is about the music that is being played today. Like the music that's being played today is pretty much the reference to what the vast majority of people are listening to. So they aren't like for instance, like I don't want to name a couple of artists. It doesn't matter. But when you listen to Hot 97, there's not one song that sounds like I feel like free. Like there's not one song on 105.1 that feels like something that is related to
it's talking about
being it's always about guns.
It's about the bitches and the cars and the
so
or just making noises.
So when you think about the way music is literally being whitewashed from what it's supposed to be, and you have to see it for what it is, and this is why that's literally their job at this point, to hate on what something like my man Mr. Frangel said, something that they're really afraid to do. Like they're really just afraid.
Fuck all those motherfuckers.
Yeah, fuck you.
The best thing about music is that it's organic, authentic, and you love it. That's why Stockroom is so beautiful, because this is unique. Just like real music is unique. The radio, all the shit that's up here in the chaos, all the shit that's just being fed together. All the shit that sounds good, everything that's popping, let's all make that. Let's try to get the next hit. That's all just chaos.
Yeah.
You're down here doing real shit.
That's it. I appreciate that. And
100%.
I think that is what we're doing. Yeah.
100%. Real shit, authentic shit. You don't understand it because you're following the trend. You're in the matrix, like they say. You don't understand real life. You're in the matrix. You're running through the fucking matrix every day. You don't know what's going on. So you don't understand the fucking great music.
Yeah. Genuine authenticity, like real stuff, you know?
Real stuff.
Yeah, man.
Like
Yeah, those are
No, they're real people. I looked at their Instagram.
no, he's like
No,
he's
but
like,
the humans
I know
are
what he
robots.
means. He's
The
talking
humans
about.
are
He's saying they're
robots.
like NPCs. Like, you know, they're like the people in the Matrix that can become agents. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
yo, I saw like, yo, this is mad random, but I saw like a payphone, like while my drive here, and I was like, why is there a random payphone? And I thought of the Matrix because you know that's how they
my
go back
God.
into the real
Was
world.
the phone in it though?
Yeah, it was like a.
You sure?
It was like it said Verizon.
let's
and
go get it.
Because sometimes it's just
I was
a
like-
booth
I
without
was like,
the
yo,
phone.
I'm taking
Yo,
a
you
picture
never
there.
know. Like
Simulation.
fucking trill, real
Yeah, we're in
trip
a
somewhere.
simulation, some weird stuff. But nah, yo, haters, like, I've always been good. I've been, hated on a lot in my life, like, just because I've always done me, and I've never really, I put my bubble up and
That's
kind of
awesome.
don't care about what people think, and
That's
I just,
awesome.
The way you do it.
if someone hates on me, I actually double down on myself and
I
do
love
me
that.
even more.
I love that.
But I'd be lying if I said, like, for a split second, it affects you. Like, I see that, and I'm
you
like,
first started replying, motherfucker.
yeah. No, I see that. I was like, yo, how much of a loser asshole do you have to be? Like, how much hurt do you have in yourself to have to do this to some random person trying to do something?
Yeah.
But anyway,
it's real, man.
my point is like it affects me for like a little bit because I'm really sensitive too. But then I'm like, wow, fuck that. We move on. We move on. That's
100%.
it.
Give love back, and that's it.
I think even the highest, most successful people, I think they still get a little affected by seeing some hate.
Of course.
Like, got it.
100%.
Yeah.
Everybody's
I think they get
self-conscious.
affected the most.
I mean,
Some people say that's what killed Mac Miller. That's another topic. What were we just talking about?
Mac Miller.
Mac,
Oh, yeah.
R.I.P. Mac. We're talking about if it was,
Oh, the haters.
yeah.
I don't know, man. I was
don't
just,
think so.
that's what I've heard. But, like, the haters kind of caused his self-destruction, but
I hope that's not it.
Yeah, I don't know.
He seemed like he
R.I.P.,
was
that guy-
above a lot.
that guy's the man, yo.
But do you think, like, I mean, clearly he was going through a breakup, so he must have been going through a lot mentally, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So like, you know, something could have, you know, spiraled out of control at some point, right? And that was the drugs.
He was always a rock star.
He got a bad batch, too. Like, you know, he's just partying a lot. That's,
He was a rock star, and
Yeah.
it comes with the game.
Actually happened to my cousin in 2020.
damn.
He got they gave him, you know, a bad batch or something, and they left him in the car to die.
Damn.
What?
Back in the
Damn,
car.
that's crazy.
PA. Word. Like, he was my younger cousin at that. So, word. That fentanyl was getting around through every type of drug, not just weed. It was getting through cocaine, heroin, everything. You know.
Damn, yeah, you can't even, like, people that do drugs now, you can't even, like, do
Can't
drugs.
even have fun no more.
You can't even do
Well,
drugs no more.
You gotta test everything now before you do. Like, what kind
Yeah,
of? Imagine
fentanyl
going to a liquor
tester.
store, buying a bottle, going home and testing it. Oh, we're good. It's good vodka. Like, it's
Yeah.
like, damn, you can't even have fun no more. Shit.
Nah, it's true. It's
Yeah.
true.
Try
up world.
to get your drugs legally if they're legal.
Nah, but like, you know, the good ones are not
Pharmaceutical
legal.
drugs.
So what are you gonna do? Yo, Navi, what do you do for your mental health actively? Like, what do you specifically do?
Journaling now. Something I just started doing. Like, it wasn't like, I never really, wasn't always something I did. Like, I just started, like, literally this year. Like, and I got this journal. Someone referred me this specific journal. It's pretty cool because it seems like it holds you accountable for the things that you should be doing. Like, inside, it just has, like, you know, all types of dates that you could create for yourself as far as activities and things like that. It's not just like a book with lines. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's actual, like, you know, like a guided tool to help you, like,
It gives you points to write about? Or
yes.
something? Okay.
No, not just points to write, but just sort of just helps you journal your journey. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just like just writing on lines. And like I said, that's just
What do you write about? Like, how do you feel for the day, or like?
And when do you write?
Mostly I'm writing at night because, like, towards the end of the day, overall I try to get the full experience of the day, like, and what I can consume for the day. And so I try to, like, write at the end of the night when I'm wind down, most likely mentally as well, because right throughout the day, like, if we got so much going on, that's definitely not, you know, well, I don't know everyone's schedule, but for myself, throughout most days and afternoons, I'm usually pretty busy, if not being a dad, but handling, you know, other things.
Your father?
Yeah, absolutely. 16-year-old daughter. She'll be 17 next month. Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
That's amazing.
She's, you know, passing student, you know, she's in a police explorers program, you know, she's doing excellent work herself.
How has fatherhood changed your life?
Fatherhood has changed my life, man, in so many ways. We talk about chaotic lifestyle, like, and sort of having to, there's no such thing, let's just say, of picking and choosing when it comes to living a chaotic lifestyle or being a father. Let's just say that, you know, and if you're trying to be a real stand-up guy, you know, fatherhood is the best experience ever anyway, just in general. Like, I mean, it teaches you how to be a man in ways you would never, ever think you can imagine. Like,
Bigger
you know,
than you. It's not just you now.
way bigger than me. I mean, it's you know, it's like a whole nother survival tactic almost, you know, because you're not just, again, surviving for yourself, you're surviving for your cubs, you know, or your cub. And so it's like a real, like, fight or flight moment. I feel like every time, like, well, let's just say like if you're a day one parent, every time your child isn't around, it's always that worry feeling. Like if you're really like, a stand-up parent, and you
Think about your daughter all the time.
You're always gonna be worried about your children. You're always gonna feel like not fear safety for them, but you're always gonna, wish them well on their journey wherever they are, and constantly pray for them and keep them in your prayer. It's always like, something that's gonna be on your mind, especially, with the change and the total transition from my early 20s being a dad. Like I was a dad at 21. Like, so, when you're a dad at 21, like that's like your partying stage, right? So for me, I had to like completely like give that up, I would say, for a long period of time, let's just say. And, I eventually got not back into it, but the most I did was really like pretty much like do lounges, things like that. But I was a pretty stand-up father, always bringing my daughter to school every day, picking her up every day, still to this day, pick her up every day after school. It's just something that it's something that helps me with my mental health as well. Because remember, like I'm able to make sure my daughter is safe, every single time. Like, I'm able to do that. And I'm blessed to be able to get up and do that.
Yeah. Kind of kicks you into like a new gear.
Yeah, it's a whole nother gear that if you're not a father, you wouldn't understand.
It forces you into that gear.
Exactly. That's why I said it's like another survival tactic almost. Like, and but
it's interesting. You were saying like your thoughts, like, you go through your everyday thoughts like, I'm kind of hungry. I wonder if I want some food right now. Now it's not just, your thoughts aren't just you in here. It's like,
never.
Oh, maybe my daughter needs that too. Or this.
Right.
Like, it's like
100%.
It's like a whole, she's like a byproduct and a whole new thing in your head.
Yes. 100%. It's always it's always them first. It's always the kids first. And it's still that way, whether it's mine or someone else's, like, to be real, like, because at any point, if for some reason, like, Franjaz was like down or something like that, and he needed some, to get something for his daughter, of course, I'm gonna hold it down. It's the same way. And I think that a lot of my friends can vouch for that. Like, do
you look at like other fathers and then like not fathers, and like it's kind of like a unspoken bond that you have with the people that are also fathers?
I don't really I'll be honest with you, I don't really necessarily hang out with guys that don't take care of their kids. Like, I don't really hang out with those guys. Like, I sort of made it.
What if they like don't even have kids?
Oh no, that's different.
That's what he meant.
That's what I mean. Like, is there like an unspoken bond between like you and Franjaz, maybe because you guys both have kids, so you know what that's like?
I mean, absolutely.
Who hasn't had that?
Well, absolutely. It's like, oh my God. I mean, there's been plenty of times, like, like even when it comes to incorporating like artistry, like music, like if there might be a weekend like he's with his daughter, right? And there might be a time that I'm with mine, and for some reason I might be available to make music, but we already know, like, in the sense of, we be like, yo, we got the kid, like, oh, okay, that's it's pretty much it. Like, and that's it. It's not really much a unspoken language, but it's just a respect for respect sort of thing. It's just a man sort of thing. Like, especially when we know that we're both stand-up guys when it comes to fatherhood. I mean, it's nothing really to question.
That's beautiful.
Yo, it's like when somebody been through something, you already know what it is. Mm-hmm. Someone that has not had a kid, it's like they're a whole different type of human.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I was trying to get at.
Because it's like the responsibility.
Yeah,
it's weird. Mm-hmm. It's 100% weird. Like, people that don't have kids just don't understand the severity of mandatory responsibility. Because when you don't have kids, what else is your mandatory responsibility? Your job is replaceable, your car is replaceable, everything's replaceable. But that human that you have to raise, it's like, it's just mandatory and it's automatic. And it's like, people that don't have kids, they'll never understand, really. That's the hard part.
I applaud you guys. Honestly, like, hats off to you guys. It's beautiful.
Tough.
It's really tough.
Would you guys say that kind of like informed these kind of like growths in you? Because I don't know, I'm kind of just meeting you guys, but it sounds like and I'm getting the feel from you that you're just like at a different level of like maturity and just like
that comes with age. I feel definitely experience, but definitely age too.
100% both. 100% both. Like,
but did you feel that immediately as a 21-year-old father, or as you got older?
No, I mean, well, I would say this like, for any man who's seen their child for the very first time, it does do something to you in an instinct. Like in an instinct, when you see that child,
it's crazy.
You know it's yours, especially, you can feel it. It does something to you in an instinct. It doesn't matter, And I would say yes. For most individuals, yes, you do change. And I feel like just like what my brother friend Jess says, in life and through ages and certain ages, yes, I feel like you do change, right? And your maturity level, of course, but it's nothing like having that child. Like when you have that child, like I said, it's about sacrificing, like almost a part of yourself in order to have a whole nother responsibility. But it's not necessarily that. She's a part or he's a part of you. So it's really like taking care of yourself times 2, pretty much. So that is like, it's a given to take care of that responsibility. It's not even something to even think about twice, especially once again, if you're being a stand-up fellow, like, Yeah.
Do you think it matters to do it with, like raising it with the right spouse?
100%.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
That's everything. Yeah. That's everything. It's everything, especially for.
We were having this conversation last night about dating, and I'm like, if I were to ever date, I'm probably gonna marry the most hideous woman in the world that has the biggest heart in the world. Because when you go towards the looks first and only, anything else doesn't even matter.
Yeah,
you'll find excuses for how piece of a shit she is.
Yeah,
just because she's a dime. Fuck all that.
And she'll, with age and whatever,
she's not gonna be a dime forever.
Yeah. And honestly, I do believe. My mom always said this too. Like, someone's internal, who they are as a person, that's what really makes you like attractive or not attractive. I
that's
think,
very true.
Like, it could make a not so good looking girl
dime,
like a dime, if she's like the coolest, best girl. But like an absolute dime that is like the worst human, I'm not attracted to that at all.
I mean, but it's like what you said though. You can really tell off the energy when you first introduce yourself, and when that person walks into the room. Like if you're really that, or at least if you really feel that enlightened, you can tell like off the back. Like especially that first sentence, that conversation. Like,
yeah, but lust is an interesting thing.
I mean, what are you looking at? You're not talking. Like, you're just looking at.
Yeah, but like lust and like that enticing like Medusa type woman that like lures you in. Oh,
you love that.
The allure.
You love that.
Yeah, but you know it's bad. That's what I'm saying. My hyper awareness. I know this is bad for me. But like, all right, let's Josh, let's flirt with some dangerous territory.
With the devil.
Like,
we be talking about
let's dance with the devil a little bit.
The devil's beautiful. I love dancing with the devil.
Always with that red dress, huh?
Everything.
Yeah, he said with that red dress. That's right.
Devil
that lady in red.
Man.
God is better though.
The best.
That is a good way to. I think we're nearing the end of our podcast. Before we go though, you got some bars for us, Navi, or what?
Definitely could do something for sure.
Before we go though, let Navi flow though.
Hey, you already know though.
Hey, we're back. Navi's 7th attempt. Let's try this again.
This guy.
Oh, that cover got my man lit.
I got you. Not trying to live a life how I choose. Was conflicted between doing me or paying dues. This the ritual to this life, never get confused. Most people applaud in silence when they see you lose. Usually resorts to violence just for clicks and views. They'd rather be someone else than who they mother knew. Yeah, that's what them suckers do. Fumble in a bag for a duck or two, letting all them chickens eat. Now you just a lunchable. Be careful who you flashing for. Dudes with loose screws will unhinge your door, disintegrate your body. Ashes hit the floor. They ain't expecting for me to spit it raw, but telling the truth they ain't used to at all. They just used to the fog. Some rather be blind, some just gotta rewind. Not adjusting into the change, so they losing with time. Never mind what you came with, just leave with your pride. Too many focus on the day when this life is a ride. Too many dudes lose themselves over chasing them dimes. Chasing the four corners, avoiding many straight lines. Now it's mind over matter, never choosing no sides. My loyalty is everything, but the truth is disguised.
Oh my God, dude. Damn. Wow. Yo.
I try to tell you, don't let that kumbaya shit fool you.
Yo.
Now he's cursing. Now he's cursing.
Yo. Wow.
You did anyway.
Bro, that might be one of the top flows on this podcast so far. That was crazy.
I think he's neck to neck with Teddy, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's most likely.
Comment who's better. Who's a better freestyler?
That was wild. Franjez was joking. That wasn't the 7th take. That was a 1-take wonder, yo.
Let me tell you something. Franjez, he laughing because he has witnessed every single time. Most of the time I go in that booth, man, how many times do I do it, Franjez? A whole song.
Straight up, one time.
take?
A whole song.
That's
He shows up prepared to not
That
waste
makes
time.
everybody's job easier.
Yeah, man.
Well, it
I
makes my
applaud you.
job easier.
That was nuts. Yeah,
do
that
it.
was beautiful.
Yep.
Well,
Every time, man. I like to be prepared, man.
thank you guys for tuning in
Thank you.
to another episode of the Goodstock Show.
Stock show.
Thank you.
It's good stock.
That's good stock. That's good stock.
Good stock.
Thank you, Franjez.
My pleasure, friend.
Thank you, Navi Da Prophet. Thank you, Will. Thank you, Mark. Thank you to everybody. Please subscribe.
Mark,
Will.
Shout out to Mark and Will.
That's right. Peace and love to everybody, all right?
Stockroom, peace.
Thank you. Thank you.